to her. I'm not even sure if it's running at this point. Oh, I guess it is. Rod, can you hear me? Hold on. Center is very new to this. Oh, I don't see the chat. Yeah, nice. Sweet young. Hello. Finally. So basically, the issue is that it doesn't show up on my phone because of some stupid ass YouTube delay. Anyway, I hate you for the idea of voice changer. Doing the thing. Anyway, this is. I mean, the delay is on 5 seconds, so it should be with above. Also, I need to send link to people, I guess. I hate that I'm doing this in the first place. Actually, does my voice bypass it or not? Because I'm not sure of this point. Um, Either way. Yeah, I hate you to that. And we restart the apping of this list for the sake of just having uh this reserved domain anyway. Your mute wasted for you. Uh, okay. I won't be consent. Accurate. Anyway, I won't be upping too much about the Abyss 1 and 2 because honestly, when you go into Wizardry and you play in Abyss 1, you will be here for like 1 day, maybe 2, and you will move on. So it doesn't matter. It's just here for the sake of being here. Uh, on the second Abyss, you will be spending like 2 days to maximum of 2 weeks. So this doesn't matter too. But if you want to make easy choice of the Abyss, you just run the Earth. Okay. Earth team with Jin for the bonus of damage. So basically, Abyss 2 is easy. You go in, you get Earth weapon, you get Jin, and you can size it. Why do you? Because Red forced me to set freaking voice changer, which took me way too long. Uh, but yeah, you pick Jin, you get Earth weapon, you get Benjamin, you get avenues, if you can. If you can't, pick Aris, Yekaterina, anyone who does Earth damage or is Earth character, and you're set. So, at maximum, you will spend like 2 weeks here if you progress very slowly. In the field office, you will spend like a week to 2 months at max. If you play very, very slowly, it will take months you to progress to Abyss 4. But if you play like normally, you'll be done with it under 2 weeks. But yeah, there's the first place where you'll be farming. So that's the first use I'll be talking about. But the tier list is mainly for sake of reference. I hate Yamamoto. But outside, oh boy. Some people might spend some time in Abyss 3 if they're very, very lazy. Like that Starzik, who is slacking with clearing Abyss 3 when she should clear it long ago. Yes, Red, I'm talking to you. I'm not hate me. I'm stating the facts. Anyway, because there will be some time spent I'll be talking about this. Basically, if you go in Abyss 3, you want to finally set some kills. So you need to take roles into account and start building some characters finally. For the knights, basically don't go elves unless we are talking about Eldorado, who's got he's good on one fight against Morgus, but that's all. What do you mean, Magoto? How to put it simply? Abyss 3 is first place where you have any difficulty in the game. So for the Abyss 3, you need to make a team. Before it, you don't need anything. You will clear Abyss 1 and 2, no matter what team you pick. Chemistry requires minimum years of brain. And elves are fucking bad as knights. So, Eulalia is bad, Eldorado is bad, and Elise is high only because of her passive. Elise as a knight, she's bad herself. Ophelia doesn't have anything, she's bad. That's no name dwarf, he's bad too. Those three are knights with the prayers. They are decent, but it won't give you too much. There's the Alex's fighter with knight, but again, he's human, nothing special. Clarice will be good in Abyss 3 because a lot of enemies use charm, not confusion. So Clarissa is basically your passive to cut the charm and confusion status chance by half. And that's a lot. So every Succubi, Demos, etc. will be registered with Clarissa. Chloe is good because she's bespoke. So she have higher as people than anyone. The same case with Debra, but Debra have light element and a lot of enemies those dark damage. So it's issue. Redbeard, he's decent as knight because he can cause his inheritance for damage buff, but outside it, he's nothing special. So he's basically a knight with his prayers inheritance. Lamavir will be good because he has 8% line damage buff, but again, nothing special. You can inherit her on NC or not, it won't change much. Her passive is okay. Her inheritance is quality of life, that's all. And for the top comparison, all of those are beasts for. Yeah, I should delay Chloe from here later. Anyway, all those are bespoke. Chloe has really high SP. That's why she's so high. Barbara, Savia, similar to Debra, are nice with teeth, but they don't have light element, which make them better on low investment. Because without light element, those don't take more damage. And you have still high SP pool for a knight. And knights need SP desperately. What are you yapping about, Makoto? Either way. Geralt is good. because he's dark, fighter, and human. Right? But yeah, MC will be just better. But if you need knight with special skill for DPS, Geralt is an option. You can just use his inheritance with 200 weapon, but will be doing some damage. But if you want actually good knight, you rather go for Vivana with her inheritance. You go for Galbadus with his stacking inheritance. Or you go for Debra and you beat her as evasion tank for Mirage counter damage. Basically, another tank option despite those 5 is useless for damage purpose. For the fighters, you have, again, elves are bad. Elf, standard human knight, elf. And Ghastanat or Olive don't have anything special. Galina is okay because she has access to Priest, which makes her situational fighter. Because there are some situations where you need fighter with access to Priest skills. And Galina is a good example of free character for this. Marcus is okay because he's dwarf. Alex is okay. Fire human. But moving higher on. Gandolfo will be a goat because outside of the having fighter, the same way that Galena works, he has priest access. Not everyone have a legendary Magoto. Anyway, Elda is special case. He have good discipline. He's terrible because he's elf, but he has mage dramaturgy. And this combined with his straight discipline makes him decent for the Abyssrial. Clarissa, again, just resistance for the team. She won't be doing anything more. Arctic is dog shit. He has unique skill, which is useless. And he has inheritance for opening chest, which may character be doing better anyway. So, Arctic as fighter is hot garbage and bait for new people. Moving higher. So, because of samurai works, Shell doesn't have any passive. I'm talking in Japanese, Magoto. But Shell is still Beastfunk. She has very good discipline. And with wind, she's quite fast. So, characters that would be here are really good choices already. Kirihara is good because you have some of ninja passive for more evasion and FP. Geralt is legendary with Knight and Fighter. So is Galbabus. Galbabus would be better than Geralt though because of the Beast form. There should move in higher, actually. Alice is, again, for the passive. Benjamin is good damage dealer with the Magical Beast Slayer, which is common in a tree. Amalia has Shedding wasn't ever accessible in Wizardry. Anyway, Amalia is really good because she's fire bespoke. On top of this, she has keys, so her straight damage will be higher than anyone else. Yes, this is Wizardry. No, Kiriha is not bad. Neither have very short passive. And for the top contestants on the fighter, avenues. I don't need to explain to anyone. Avenues have extremely powerful inheritance that does damage on level with level 7 spells from mage before another fight starts. She have magic best slayer and she have access to priest, so she's around utility damage dealer. The same case, Geralt have amazing damage. His inheritance is solid. His passive is bad, but his discipline is amazing. And he has access to priest. Also, avenues, similar to Lanaville, will have charm and confusion resistance on discipline. So again, Avenues is probably the best character for a string, along with Lanaville, thanks to resistance. Chloe have very high stats, on par with Lana if not higher. She has way higher SP, which matters a lot. But outside it, Chloe does not have anything special. Livana has her inheritance, but outside it, she's nothing special. Her passive is good for two-handed, but the values are low, so it doesn't matter in the end. Gideon is amazing because of the 15 art damage up passive, but Gideon still needs someone to babysit him if you use him regular. Magoto, please write anything useful. For the thief cross change, those are bad. Jean was good in Abyss too, but he brings nothing to Abyss 3. Dino and Jeremy are mages, so it doesn't help thief. Philip and Olive doesn't have anything special because Philip passive is users on thief, because hiding sneak attack is basically his passive but better. Viviana doesn't have anything special, but she has a bit better passive and discipline. Barbara is with Besfolk, which gives her good SP out of speed. Marcus and Aldrich are basically the same. There is basically no difference, but Marcus is easier to discipline. So Marcus is basically Eldrick, but better, unless you're aware that you can max out Aldrich. But yeah, Otherwise, Barkash is better than Aldrich. Deal with it or not. No, I'll begin not the worst character. At least not for now. If I had point the worst legendary, it would be probably Geralt. Or Redbeard. Anyway. Savia is Beast Form, which gives her a lot of speed. Miriana is Elf, which have damage bonus or physical damage reduction passive. And she's good at chest opening. With Dark Element and being Elf, she has good stat line through chest opening. And it's much better than Aldrich, even with his inheritance. Debra is really good, but she's light type, so she will take more damage. So that might be issue. Arboris is good for doing damage with the Astra Break, but the issue is it costs too much to disable for non-ways. And his passive is not that impactful once you have items. So it's nice to have, but nothing special. Amalia again, Fire Beast Folk. Passive from Fighter, she will be good. Actually, it's worth to mention that Arboris got the priest chest range, which is amazing for Pin, and every single Arboris user is happy with this, because priest made him much better. But moving on. Rina is the best thief in the game for now, because of their inheritance, my moment of finality, and her passive, which gives surety for every allies, which is basically the one passive, but for a few people. So, yeah, Ruina is very good, but she needs easier characters stuck to her to make use of her passive. Moving on. Daniel is nothing special. Those are all named. Viviana have nothing. Bogan, I don't know why he got a priest. Also have good jobs. Metal priest. But her stats in the game are garbage. Not only she's fire, she's human. So her in-game stats are garbage. As there is no point in using Asha. Even if you max out her, you have discipline 9, she will be useless. I mean, not useless. Should be worse than any elf option. Red Beast here for his inheritance only. Emily is here for being a mage and priest as elf. Mariam is human, but her outer passive is somewhat okay. But it's only for Dios and not Dios, so it doesn't matter that much because you won't be using them that much as other press skills. Adam is basically Emir. There's no difference between those two. Unless you're X and you're simping and you're a huge simp for Adam. Otherwise, he's as good as Emir. Moving higher. Base Marianne has MP cut for other press keys, which automatically makes her better than her alter that focus on neon few skills. Yekaterina, she's legendary with merge, but she doesn't have anything special going for a priest. So yeah, she's high, but she doesn't have anything that stands out. Moving on top, we have Adam on Archer, who is basically passive buff for Avenues or Terbra. Otherwise, he's here. His only use is his passive. Shelly has infinite MP, and that's really good for the priest because you don't have any mana issue. And Aries is how to say it in calm way, absolutely fucking broken, game breaking, and ambulance as shit. Basically, existence of Aries force developers to take some skills so her inheritance won't affect them. It's that broken. The developers need to change skills because of her existence. There is not much more to say. Also, she's elf, so she have good MP. And she have really high mana pool. Going to prayers that can do damage. Gandalf and Galina have fighter, so they can work as DPS press. Geralt and Arboris have their inheritance. They also can work on DPS press. And I'm sure that Margot is very happy with that because he loves PS Arboris. Going higher. Raffaello is good as DPS priest because you don't need to build divinity on him. His inheritance makes you work well with Piety alone, so you don't need any divinity on items. You can run all his divinity and run him as fighter. Avenues have her inheritance at Beast Slayer, which makes her good DPS option on priest, and my character have access to everything, so yeah. For the next, we have methods. Being human and elf is absolute dog shit for mage. On top of that, he's thief, so Jean will be very bad. His mage is decent for Abyss too, but and then of the water. But yeah, he's good in two plays. Otherwise, he's dog shit. I hope you're not too hard on him. Jarmid is mage, but he's human, so he's bad. And he has thief as second class. Mirama is mage, but she has prayers. So, despite being human, she's your good option for with mage. So, you about elf mage is basically static, but she has really good stats. Elda and Eldorado are good as mages, but because of being fighter and knight, they don't bring anything. So those three are just mage. But there are dark elf, so that helps a lot. Also have access to priest. But it's the only reason why she is not at the bottom, because without access to the priest class change, Asha is worse than Jin. The only thing that keeps her feel is second class, nothing more. Being fire and human is garbage. There's no reason to use Asha. Going to Emir, he's Trias and Mage, like Asha, but the difference is Emir have actually good stats. Asha doesn't. So yeah. Flute has fighter, but Flute have the best stats in the game for Mage, next to Aris. So she's just that hard because of that rough stats. Erwin is whatever. He's fire with his bad, but he's earth, so he's still your best fire option. And the Dino is mage, the best wind option because he's elf. That's all. Those two don't. You can ignore the second class on them. I mean, Erwin doesn't even have one yet. But yeah, they would be best wind and fire mage for being elves. Nothing more. Moving fire. Your best elf option, and I don't believe I'm saying that would be Ekaterina. I'll fill it out more later. Adam is whatever. He doesn't do anything special. He's just static, rough DPS. Milana is mage, but she have either the damage passive or the damage reduction passive. Ekaterina is elf and human, which is completely garbage, but combined with her altar of the merge, she can hit high stats. She's legendary, and her altar after the change have actually decent damage skill. So, despite being human, Ekaterina alternative skill. I want to read the big here already. Yeah, basically that's Ekaterina skill. Not only it does moderate F-type spell attack, which is good, it has chest for the stun. So, and they have bonus damage from that. So basically you want to get Summer for her inheritance, and you'll be running the standard Ekaterina most likely. Yeah, Katarina is good in Abyss too, but with the buffs she got in summer version, she actually doesn't match because her inheritance is very strong for the match. So Katarina is good option for starting enemy. And in Abyss 3, most enemies, including the super boss, can be stone. So yeah, Katarina become good after the change. Adam is again for buffing Avenues or Deborah. Otherwise he's whatever. Nothing special. Shelly have infinite mana, and that's all. Oh, she have nuke also, but she's losing turn for it, so sometimes it will fucked up instead of helping. Alice is water and earth. She have broken inheritance, so yeah, there's no need to say anything more. Alice is broken as mate. For ninja, human ninja is good static. So basically, people use her just to have as fast ninja as possible. Otherwise, there is nothing special going for her. Kill her is good, but there is nothing special to him. Rina is really good because of her passive. Her discipline is very strong, but her inheritance is not working that good of the ninja because of the weapons scaling. So Uzumaki is basically your best option because she's Beast Hulk, she has high SP, and her inheritance is very strong. Moving to Samurai, Bogan is just good. He's passes those bonus elemental damage. Where it was. So Bogan shines in Abyss 2. I never said that Berkham is good. But yeah, Bogan's specialty is taking advantage of samurai ability to give you elemental types, and pretty much that's all. Show is Beastfolk, Swording. Josephine, her discipline is great. Her inheritance makes her decent tank, which works good on fighter if you have Garbados shield. Going to Roger. Henrico have bonus damage reduction on the ambush. It's around 50%, but that's only for ambush. So he's good on auto farming, and that's all. But because of the earth element and being earth, he has high dexterity, which matters. But Yersa is better pick. She's dwarf. She has Beast Slayer, similar to Abanus and Benjamin, which is most common enemy type. And her inheritance is good as debuff. Going to Inikyo class, for the collaboration, we have Yarumas and Berkham. In Abyss 3, Yaroma's inheritance won't be as strong as his previous ones. Basically, Catholic don't do as much as just fighters, so his inheritance value drops. Berkan is called Statline. She's fired. Both of them have good discipline. Magotoy never said any of this. So anyway, if you invested in them, great for you. But yeah, they are corrupt, so you can't high discipline them unless you are spending a lot. So that's the main issue with those two. Moving to Abyss 4. We will starting with knights. Those are garbage. There's nothing to dispute here. Elves, we fighter, okay. Still, water elf. Garbage as knight and fighter. Dark elf. Garbage as knight. And enemy in Abyss 4 tends to do light damage, which hurts him all. So basically, Eldorado is their worst character in Abyss 4. Jean. Again, elf human, sucks for match. Moving to the Knight's Higher. Tracer is good for graded weapon 1, but that's all. Otherwise, there is nothing special in those characters. There's those okay options to have. Alice is here for her bonus passive, that's all. Eldorado. No, Eldorado. Dark World was feeling. Adam? Pickup? And Alex? Are fire damage? Are fire type? Which is okay here? But they have higher SP. Actually, Eckhart probably should be lower. Otherwise, Alex is solid option. But yeah, the higher we go. Xavier is great for being Beastfolk. Divana is human, but she has her inheritance, which matters less because the Guardian Blow is defense scaling and the power creeps her skill. Lana View is here for 8% damage buff, but that's all. Galbadus, Chloe, and Barbara are Beastfolk, so good SP. But yeah, the winner for the night in Abyss 4 is Deborah. Here she's Light Element, second her Inheritance Regan SP, third she's Beastfolk, fourth she has Thief, so more straight damage. Adam doesn't go wrong with her defense scaling. So basically, if you invested in Debra, should be your best option for the night in Abyss 4. Nothing other is competition to her. No, no more Goto. Just no. For the fighters. There is nothing special for most of them. Clarissa is again for graded weapon if you need her. Otherwise, whatever. Geralt is legendary. Galina have access to priest. Flute have meter built in, so you can speed up the freezing mechanics. So presumably that helps her. Like, food is damage and fighter, but thanks to freezing mechanics, being water mage helps her on fighter. Because of access to Migar and Mamigan and speeding up freezing. Alex again have good stats. Aldrich is... I should move Aldrich lower. He's nothing special. Joe have great discipline with her inheritance and Garbabu's gacha shield. She can be very useful tank. But otherwise she is just solo fighter because samurai doesn't bring anything to their class. Givana is good, but her inheritance got power creeped by fighter base kit. So yeah, her skill is not as good anymore. Her passive is okay, but chainmail makes up for it. So her passive doesn't bring that much anymore. Aries is here for the buff. Benjamin is here because of the... Almost everyone in Abyss 4 is magic beast, so Benjamin will work amazing. Amalia have very good stat line. Gideon is here for his 50% damage buff. Rana is here for 8% line damage buff. Kiraha is here because of the shedding. What shedding basically does is 25% speed, which basically means after 5 turns you get your turn back from using the buff, so it's good for the longer fight. On top of this, it gives you 50 surety, which is a lot. It basically means you don't need to have few min-max piece of gear for 30, because it makes up for them. Basically, 50 surety is around 2 piece of gear with, let's say, 25 surety larper. I won't be posting that about here. That's amazing ability. Outside of this, he's dark, so that makes him a bit worse, but still great option. Geralt, good buffs, and he's more resistant to freezing, so that's good for him. But yeah, outside of his passive, he has great discipline. He has very high stats. So there is pretty much no reason to not use Geralt. Unless you don't have struggling backline, or you are using Lanavir, and going along with Geralt won't work. Anyway, Chloe. Again, stats on par with Lanavir, much higher SP. But yeah, that's basically because of her being Beast for Great Amalia. But on top of Amalia, she has Surety at the speed discipline, which is broken. And Abrenius, once again, her inheritance is broken because it's guaranteed once on enemy before the fight starts. On top of that, she has Trieste, like Geralt, with herbs with some killing if you need this. On top of that, she has a life type, which is good for some enemies here. So in Abyss 4, the best fighter for now is Abernius. And she's not higher because she doesn't have large. Abernius have light type, beast slayer, very strong inheritance, a discipline that addresses confusion and chance, and confusion is status that you will get in Abyss 4. So basically, if anyone would move higher, it would be Abernius. But the only issue with Abernius is that she's limited. So it's harder to discipline her. If she would be standard, she would be in this year. So yeah, being limited is the only thing that hurts her back. Going for the thief. Again, I'm skipping all those because there is nothing here. Benjamin have. Yeah, I remember that they said they will be adding limited to the standard banner, but we don't know when. It's only in the news. Anyway, Benjamin have the Beast Slayer. He has high dexterity. He's very good in Abyss 4. You need accuracy here. Like around 200 accuracy will be good here. So yeah, Benjamin has to help with this. Barbara is Beastfolk, so it helps. Aldrich and Barkers are the same, but Barkers is easier to discipline, so Barkers would be doing better than Aldrich. Unless you're spending a lot, then Aldrich will be better. Moving higher. Sabia, again, Beastfolk, SP. The same case with Debra and Amelia. Outside of this, Arboris, after usual, his passive doesn't matter that much in Abyss 4 because Giru gives you much more thoughts. You'll be getting 4-star purple gear regularly. So yeah, Arboris value drops. That haste is a very good option for most people. Milana is your best second pick for opening chest because Dark Earth. The best one is again Riner because of the Ninja passive, access to shedding, and moment of finality. So her inheritance, passive, discipline, and second class career are on top of everything. As Steve. Otherwise, I did say use Debra or Milano. Or Amelia and Sabia. Arboris is good, but you've been needing a lot of SP to make use of his inheritance. Fuck you, Arboto. You don't need to remind me. For the case, it doesn't matter that he's no fighter. Big prayers and thieves makes Arboris better. If Arboris would be fighter, then Arboris would be as good as Arrik because he's Earth, so he suits bars a fighter. So basically, fighter Arboris would be shit. Anyway, moving to prayers. Marian Alter. Again, only Mabios and Dios. It's whatever the passive. Emir on Priest and Mage. Both on Priest and Mage has decent stats. Also have mage and priest, but she's fire. In Abyss 4 you want to the fire damage. Sasha is actually way better thanks to it, but her stats are still pure garbage. So yeah. Also it's decent, but it's only because she has fire damage. Nothing else actually matters in Ask's her case. But in case if you need fire mage and you do not have Erwin, also will be your best pick. Good night. And if you like any other investment in other haircuts. No, Magoto. If our boys would have fighter, he would be us. Completely garbage. With teeth and pierce, he is actually useful. Because as the fighter, he would be Earth, so he would be need competitor with any of those, which ultimately makes him worse. So yeah, giving him press makes him useful. Giving him fighter would make him garbage. Cerberus is different for now. Bulgy higher. Marianne, yet again, good passive, but it matters way less than before. Fear. Wind, quite speedy, have access to mage, and from what I recall, she have access to wind. And I think Arab. I'm not sure. So yeah. Element type, nothing special. Ekaterina has access to earth and water spells. So water helps you. And she is good option for the place. Actually, you should move some characters again. Adam has nothing special. He should be lower, actually. But there, I need to reabuse things. On top of everything. Study is great. Because, again, infinite mana. After Adam, buffing Debra and Avenues, which are your two best options for now. In Abyss 4, for her roles, like a Knight and Fighter. Aries with Alter, with the merch, with her new discipline, arbitrages. This is game breaking. That's. You can't even cope with this anymore. Aries, the standard character, is completely breaking the game, making it much easier. So, if you have Alice, you play on easy mode. If you don't have Alice, you play on hard mode. Is that good or not for the game? No, I don't have opinion. I mean, every better that standard character is broken, they're limited. But yeah, moving on. Arboris Prayers is your worst option for DPS, but he's here. Raffaello is good for his inheritance, if you run him as pure fighter. Garo is using Eruption Strike, but it gets kind of pointless and unnecessary at this point. Abernews, again. She is amazing priest. She has all the tools accessible. She'll be doing less damage. But if you prefer pierced that does damage, Then News is your best to go option, and no one else competes with her. Maybe I should move her higher actually. Uh, Moving to the mage. Ooh, Mariana has access to priest, so she is solid option. I really have access to priest against solid option. Adam has Adam is basically a middle. Uh, but Adam has merge. So I guess that's giving you some edge because of the higher stats as legendary too. But Emily is easier to discipline. So yeah. Erwin actually shines in Abyss 4 in Warfight. If you're fighting Wolf, his inheritance does really high damage for mage. By really high damage for mage, I mean like standard fighter skill, because mage is garbage at doing damage. And unless you are a whale, like some YouTubers that run mage only, and you brute force everything with a lot of inheritance and money, mages won't be doing damage. Shut the fuck up, Mago, to stop breathing misinformation. It's not helping. Also again, Fire Mage, so your best free-to-play option for removing freezing on enemies that you don't want have freezing on. But if you can just use Erwin, Milana is, again, Dark Elf, very good stat line, damage buff, or physical damage reduction. Katarina is average, but she has ledge. She can prevent ambush, which happens for some people in the Blizzard a lot. I don't get ambush at all, so I can't relate, but I see the point. Surely infinite mana, again very good. Slot. Water spells. Water spells are great in Abyss 4 for speeding up freezing. Adam. Again, buffing Abenius and Debra. That's his only job. And Darius. Okay, I need to talk about her finally. First, water damage, which is amazing. Second, she's earth, which is amazing. Third, she has absurdly hard MP pool because of her inheritance, her discipline, and her stat line. On top of everything, her intelligence is, again, game broken because of the 4 more truths of debuff and buff. On top of this, her alter reduced damage for your whole roll. So either your back lane or front lane will get less damage, which is absolutely great. On top of this, standard rallies is buffing your damage, if you prefer this. On top of everything, her inheritance on secondary, on alter version, gives you MP Descent, which is RNG, but it still exists here. So it's broken, but because of the low chance of trigger, it's not reroutable. But yeah, everything else going for Aris, like her basing her passives on both versions, her discipline on secondary version are broken. And her base inheritance is strong enough to make developers trained skills because of her strong readers. Going to ninja. Human ninja again. Statistic, nothing special. Kiriha. Nothing special. Rina drops a lot because of the. There is just huge gap between Rina when we have access to Chainmail, easy rating, so her passive is not that good, her discipline matters less, her inheritance doesn't work as well for the ninja, and we have Uzumaki. Uzumaki is completely broken, especially if you have Gacha Kunai, and her inheritance on level 3, which I do take into account in the other account. So yeah. Uzumaki is too strong for limited. And I'm not fan of this. She has really high SP pool because of being peaceful. She does absorb damage. And she's ranged. So I have really mixed feelings about her. Okay, Bogan. Again, she takes advantage of element types. So sometimes you can use fire buffs and take advantage of his passive. Or show. She's again Beast Folk, very good, discipline, high SP. Being winged makes her fast, or samurai, unlike Bugen who is dwarf, so he's slow. Her inheritance is very strong if you use her as tank. Her passive skill, which is actually active skill, is absurdly strong. But show needs a lot of investment, very much mixed items, touch your work, and you are better off using her as fighter, unless you have really amazing samurai items. If you are in the farming phase, fighter will be doing better. But because I'm comparing only practice from the same job, show is higher, but if I had compared her samurai against fighter, they would be on the same tier. But yeah, every tier is rated separately. Henrico, again, ambush prevent, no, not ambush prevent. 50% reduction of damage on ambush, which is good, especially on this 4. Yersa is Magic Beast Slayer, which is amazing for Abyss 4 because almost everything is here. And she was pretty much made for this Abyss because her debuff on inheritors is debuffing evasion and action speed, and enemies in Abyss for a lot of evasion, so it's amazing for the farmer. Not so good for bosses, but yeah. Most of the concept of the game will be farming anyway, so Yersa is very good pick. Yeah. Worth to mention, like Magoto said, Rangers and Dodgers are very strong. They perform better than fighters for basic attacks because of the scaling of Ranger. I'm going to the last tab with collaboration characters, and let me see. Yarumas, Saranov, Habri, His skills past level 61 are garbage. Meanwhile, Berkan got the good skills on higher levels because she got Earth Splitting Strike, which is the best skill in the game for now. Right, skills, there's... Yeah, Magoto has a point. Ranger scars allowed with accuracy, so you don't need high levels to break the attacks of caps, because in the first place, you won't be focusing on attack but on accuracy. Basically to explain soft caps. Skills on lower level starts to scale badly after you hit some attack points. So to actually make use of your attack, you need higher level spells and skills to bypass the soft caps. Otherwise, their scaling will be very bad. And that doesn't affect Ranger because 75% of their damage is going from accuracy, so you don't need attack power. And even if you reach high, you won't be reaching the soft caps. So you don't need to level Ranger skills to do damage. But yeah, the meta in Abyss 4 will be fighters with earth splitting, which Berkanon can use. It will be knights that have high SP or SP regeneration like Debra. It will be light type characters because of the great dwarfed one on some enemies. And it will be water mages to speed up freezing, or fire mages like Berkan for removing freezing. So basically, Berkan is a very good character on Abyss 4. She isn't that special either, unless you're away, but thanks to all the changes higher levels and how Abyss 4 looks, she's good pick. Great scars, skills. What Night Gods are those two passive? This is whatever. This passive is actually great. It's fixing all the issue. No, it's fixing a lot of the issue that Knights had. This is actually good skill for damage. So again, Knights are better, and on level 6-7, you are getting very good skill, which fix a lot of issue with Knights. So past 60, Knights are actually good characters. Because before it, you won't be using Knights too much, because fighter files choose way better. For the fighters, level 70, because English is not my main language, Magoto. Anyway, for fighter, that's good passive. It gives some stats. This skill is absurdly broken, and this is the best skill in the game. Outside splitting, I'm not British, fuck you, Magoto. Drastic Strike is dogshit and bait. It costs too much and does the same damage as Poison, but Poison is half the cost of Drastic Strike. So yeah, Drastic is bait, earth splitting is broken, and poison is good. For thief. They got some utility passive, it's whatever. They got poison berry with shit. It's okay in situations, but overall you won't be using it. But go to Berkan House Mage kit. She's mage. Hard to break it to you. Anyway. Exploit weakness is actually a good skill. Once you hit like 3 status effect, and to point it out, debuff are not status effect. Status effect are poison, skill shield, bleeding, and bola from hunters, for example. I mean rangers. So if you have 3 status or more on enemy, it does really good damage. And once you hit around 6, because I think you can hit that much, it becomes really broken. Yes, count from the night counts as status stone. So. For the priest. Oh, I didn't get rid of her. Anyway. The new skill passive they got is this. It's whatever, honestly. Doesn't matter. Nobody else doesn't matter. It's just Ria's version of dealing damage. What's funny, they hit similar damage to mage, because combat mages. McCarthy is probably the best support skill in the game for now, because it prevents any status for you. Blessing on the Renewal is situational. You get it on 6-7, and it helps you a lot. For the mages, they got magic detection on passive. I don't know why, because it just, they have the detection, and they get detection going. Why? It doesn't make any fucking difference. Okay. Anyway, Malefic Blink is amazing. You would be using it, especially if you don't have ninja to remove buffs. Dart and Mad Auto are amazing to start freezing on enemy. The resistance of Awakening is Medicore. I don't see much use for it, unless you want to start it with Pogan, I guess. But yeah, it's skill on 6-7, and it's one of those skills that do whatever. For the ninja, Vitality Jutsu is good. Kneecap stirrups are good, but ninja exclusive. Unending deaths are decent, helping for farming. For the most broken skill you have Shielding Armor, which goes heavy nerfs, but still is very good option. Around 25 speed, 25% speed, and 50 rating, so it's good. If mage will get the skill somehow, then you can build Sweaty Mage, I guess. Anyway, again, skill on 6-7. Yes, fuck you, Bagoto. Very good option, especially if you like Sweaty. So, when you are not aware, basically. Samurai got Miss Energy, which is working on one item so far. It's giving a lot stats actually. But here, you need to have one special weapon. And this weapon is... I don't have it. It's basically weapon that makes you freeze enemy. Yeah, Magoto have a point. Shredding was giving you 250% speed. So it was basically breaking every possible fight. But yeah, developers nerf it, and it's not that strong anymore. For now, it's only for the Surati. Missiles reversion stance is okay for some boss fights, but it changes your stance, so you can use Bumble, and Bumble is the main damage for Samurai, so it's whatever skill. For the Ranger. Second arrow is basically follow-up attack, but on another enemy, which is really good. Works amazing with daggers and bone. For skills, I would need to describe everything, so I won't be doing this. That's basically all the sum up so far. So yeah, outside this, there's Auto Frontier released, and again, Henrico is good for the ambush damage reduction. Yerfer is good because he's a ranger with best beast rare. Debra is good because of the speed reduction. Shelly have MP. Ram. Uzumaki is just good for auto with her inheritance. Abanius have amazing inheritance and beast rare. Rina have moment of hilarity and good passive. Lana will have best inheritance and passive for auto. So for auto gameplay, you want those? Mostly. The rest will be freeing your throats. Actually, Outer Aries is good option for now because of her random empiricism, but that's all. Going to end this stream soon. Remember to contact those people for questions, especially Magoto. Remember to contact this person. He loves to talk with people. He loves to answer the questions. Poke him as much as you want. I'm sure that Magoto will be happy. I won't be removing your name, Magoto. Yeah. But outside of those people, those people, ignoring the club companion, are people working on faster toads, which is this game Wiki for now. The biggest Wiki, I mean. I'm not even sure you have another. Anyway, contact them primarily for any kind of information. Because those people knows what they're doing. And Cat Companion and X are streamers. It's worth to contact them. But yeah, ask everyone of the series, whoever you feel fine with. Especially Magoto, high purity. Remember to ask him. outside this, for the contact, you have formula here. You can contact this way. You can talk on the Discord. You can go for faster calls, for any other information that you like. There is X server here, and there is another official global Discord. There is the menu. You can use it to jump between tabs. That will be easier for you. And that's basically all that there is. I'll be ending the stream, needing to prepare stuff and make some final change. Anyway, whoever watched it, congratulations for wasting time. Thank you, and see you next time.